wage strike being called off after an agreement was reached. With me, the chief negotiator for the NUM, Helen Diatile. Helen, thanks very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you.
I would imagine the NUM would be very happy with this deal. What made you seal it?
Look, we had to be honest and put our cards on the table as early as possible because there were issues of trust between us and the negotiators from Eskom. So the National Union of Mineworkers at the senior leadership said, be open so that we can stop this thing of not trusting each other. So we're thinking that's what assisted. But we must say this agreement, we owe it to the members of the National Union of Mineworkers. They have been the ones who negotiated it. We might have been the ones who were in the boardrooms, but they did it for themselves. Okay, and
those very same members were actually willing to go ahead with an illegal strike in an essential service, and this is what Eskom had an issue with, taking out that court interdict. And it's beyond Eskom. While people were sympathetic towards the wage demand, do you think that going ahead with that essential, with a strike in an essential service would have made sense and conjure as well?
The reality is the issue of essential service is too much exaggerated. We used to have a minimum service agreement, and workers were saying we have allowed Eskom to steal our own rights. Yeah. They put it in the pocket, and now we must suffer. If indeed we are in essential service, Eskom must treat us as such. They must respect us. They must pay us well. And when they engage into the negotiations, they must remember that they are talking to people who have got limited rights. But in this case, they don't even have limited rights.
I see you've also secured future talks on this wage differential that you speak about, apartheid wages structured into the wage or the salary structure. Does it concern you when you look at the history in mines, for example, where wages persistently go up and you get these job losses? Do you think that can happen here?
It can happen, but looking at the crisis in terms of electricity shortage, we don't think it's something that is possible. But even if that's the case, if the wages has got to stop, is the wages of the executives. Yeah. Executives have been getting over 100% between 2007 at least and now. We have changed 3 CEOs. One, everyone who comes on board is given a salary way above the other. So if that can stop, we will be able to get there. We can contain it. But I think also the CEOs of South Africa needs to come to an agreement to say our salaries are going skyrocket. Why are we leaving our fellow employees? They also has got to take it upon themselves like Madiba did.
Yep. And then just finally, the time frame for talks on this differential wage argument that you guys bring upon. How long do you see that happening for?
This matter is outstanding for almost 5 years. So if Eskom is serious, we are just worried that it shouldn't get to the point where workers are taking it upon themselves. And even though they are in pain, some are detained, some are in hospital, they've been handled, but they still feel it's about time they make things happen for themselves together with the National Union of Mineworkers.
Right, we'll leave it there. The Chief Negotiator for the NUM, Helen Diatile, thanks very much indeed for coming in.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us on behalf of the NUM.